feel like I'm yapping. I feel like I don't know what to do. I feel like it's been a while since I've like done this. I don't know when the last time was. I think it was a day in my life, and I wasn't really in front of the camera like this. But for those of you who have been with me, you know when I flew in the United States, and if you do the math, you also know that I am on my last year. I am my 5th year in my J1 program, and it's a lot of emotions. But on a lighter note, I use this as a reason, and I'm promising all of you guys, I'm promising myself that for my 5th year in my program, I will be making and releasing a vlog at least once every month, because I want to document my last year as a J1 teacher here in South Carolina. And I also want to share my experience, the realities of it, to all of you guys. And for this first video, I feel like it makes sense to kind of like go back to the beginning a little bit, because most of you, we are growing, although we are growing slowly, and it's mostly on me because I haven't really been faithfully and religiously uploading videos. I know that. I am so sorry. But I feel like we have new members of the family here, and some of you might just be stumbling into this video for the first time and you don't know me. So I'm gonna do a little get to know me video for this month, and I hope you stay. I don't know if people are really interested to know these things about me. But yeah, so if you want to get to know me, keep on watching. So what I did was I asked ChatGPT to come up with 15 to 20 questions for me. But I said, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a J1 teacher, I've been vlogging for more than 5 years now, but I want to like make a get to know me vlog. So give me 15 to 20 questions that would be interesting to answer in this vlog. And these are the questions that ChatGPT gave me. So if you want to know my answers and my thoughts and stuff like that, I didn't go through the questions, so it will also be my first time reading the questions and answering them, which is kind of nostalgic, I'm realizing now, because my first ever legit vlog was during COVID. I was so bored, and it was a Q&A vlog as well. So we're kind of like making a full circle moment here. Let's see what ChatGPT has for me. One of my high school teachers, who is also actually currently a J1 teacher in California, Miss Chris, shout out to you. She was our advisor. We call it like our homeroom teacher here in the United States, but she was our she was our section advisor. And she, for some reason, she just inspired me a lot. She made me realize that if you become a teacher, you just don't touch students' lives in an academic level, but you can also make a difference in their personal choices, in how they see life, love, and just like, become a part of that journey, or at least a fraction of their journey in life. So that really inspired me. I have always had the desire to teach abroad, like after graduating college. But at that time, early on, I thought it was just like, a random thought that you get once in a while. Years went by. The desire kind of lingered in my heart. But the main obstacle for me was I didn't know that there was a cheap, affordable, or even free way to be able to go to another country and teach there. Not until, I think it was in 2020, when one of my co-teachers and friend mentioned that her friend is in the United States teaching through this program called the J1 program, and she didn't spend anything. That kind of like rekindled that desire in my heart, so I tried it out. And what she sent me originally was EPI. So I started with EPI, but when I was just about to go for my visa interview, COVID happened. This was in 2020, so embassies were closed. The school that initially gave me a contract couldn't wait for me, and things were very uncertain, and I understand, so they ended up rescinding my contract. So that was 2020, and then 2021 came. Things kind of eased out a little bit. So I tried my luck. I tried to finish my application with FACES, and that's when I met, and that's how I met my first employer here in South Carolina, Dillon High School. They were the ones who believed in me first. And that's how I ended up here in South Carolina in 2021. I think the biggest difference is the resources, number one. Besides, of course, the obvious cultural difference. Inside the classroom per se, the biggest difference is the resources I'm able to work with here in the United States compared to the resources available for me in the public Philippine classroom. Like, you don't have free Wi-Fi, at least when I was teaching in DepEd. You don't have free Wi-Fi. Not all kids have computers. Not all kids have access to internet at home. Not all kids have access to novels and everything. And rooms are not air conditioned. It can get pretty uncomfortable. Rooms are packed with 40 to 60 students. Whereas here in the United States, 30 students is like, a lot. And then you're in air-conditioned classrooms. Most rooms already have their own screen, their own projector. You have your own computer. And you don't need to buy it yourself because the district and the school will provide you with your laptop or a desktop. I guess, yeah, I think that's the biggest difference for me, the resources available for us teachers in our classroom per se that we can use for teaching. I've always said this, and I even told my students this. I can't imagine myself teaching a younger class. I feel like I can relate more with high school students and they can relate more with me. And I feel that my strength is there. You know, you hear a lot of drama about boys, girls, and like hearsays and all that. But at the end of the day, it's so beautiful to see, especially if you get to see them from when they were in 9th grade, blooming into seniors. There's such a beauty and a joy in that. And I really love that about teaching high school, because you see them being playful and just plain childish, crying over boys, and then when they become juniors and seniors, they start thinking about life seriously. They start talking about work. They start talking about plans after high school, college, enlisting, and all that. And I really enjoy that, and I really love that. That's why, if God will always allow me to choose, I will always choose to be a high school teacher. I think there was really a big culture shock for me, but I think it was more of realizing like my students have a completely different childhood and background than I have. Like, cause in the Philippines, it was easy to address misbehavior because I know where they were coming from. But on my first year here, actually on my first week, on my second day, I will never forget this. On my second day, I opened my apartment door and just like, mama. I didn't know what to do. Your students, most of them are bigger, taller than you. Their voices are so loud. And then they talk so fast. I couldn't really comprehend what they were saying most of the time. And they were misbehaving, but I don't know how to address the behavior yet because I don't know what was normal for them and what wasn't normal for them. I don't know what was acceptable behavior and I don't know what was unacceptable behavior. So I guess that was the biggest culture shock, the knowledge that these kids grew up from a completely different culture, community, and perspective. I think the cultural tradition that I love sharing is how we celebrate Christmas. And how the fact that we already start celebrating Christmas in September and that we are considered as one of the countries with the longest Christmas season. Yeah. I started vlogging formally and officially vlogging in 2020 in the midst of lockdowns. But it was a Q&A. So I typed up on Google like, because it was a thing. I kept seeing this trend. It was a trend with vlogging where you like answering common Google questions about teachers. So I typed up like, what do teachers? How do teachers? And then whatever question Google came up with, I tried to answer. And I did like a 2-part video on it. That was my first ever official vlog. Why? Because I miss talking. It has been like several months since the lockdown and I just miss talking. I miss being able to share my thoughts and speak my mind to my students or to like different people. Although of course I have my family to talk to, but it's different. You know what I mean? So I just missed it, and I was like, why don't I try doing a video vlogging and all? And it kind of did pretty well, to be honest. So yeah, that started my vlogging, my YouTube channel, I think. Yeah. Lately, of course, ever since I started my J1 journey, it's videos about my J1 journey or things that I feel like can help other J1 teachers or prospective J1 teachers, because when I was doing my application, when I was through my process, I didn't have a lot of resources, to be honest. I didn't know much about the program. I didn't even know much of my options when it comes to visa sponsors. I thought EPI and FACES were it, but lately and then later on, you realize like there's a ton more of them. So I feel like I want to be the help that I wish I had when I was processing everything. So I think the sit down vlogs, intentional vlogs, are more of my wheelhouse more than anything. Oh, the hours. It's easy. The easiest part of vlogging is recording. Because once I sit down and I start talking, I'm like, good, I'm done. The hardest part and the longest part is editing. I do everything. I set up, I think of my content, I edit, and editing can take a while. And for teaching, it's almost the same. It's always the post work. So teaching itself, yeah, I can teach like for 5 hours every day, 6 hours, 8 hours every day. But it's the work that comes after teaching itself. Grading papers, checking essays, coming up with ideas for projects, for a more interactive discussion. I think that's the most challenging part. So it's always the post part, like the post recording and the post teaching parts that are most challenging for me. Well, they found out just recently. In 2 years ago, some of my seniors found out that I have a channel. Lately, my students have been snooping around, and one of them stumbled upon my channel, and they were like, guys, did you know that Miss A has a YouTube channel? And they like checked how many followers I have, and they were like, Miss A, you should keep doing it. You have 5,000 followers, girl. So they're very supportive. They're very supportive about it, and they started playing it, and I was like, don't let me hear my voice. It's so cringe. And they were like, oh, I understand, Miss A. But they're very supportive. They're very positive about it, and I haven't heard any like disrespectful comments from them. And I guess I'm very blessed with my kids. I'm very blessed with my students. That's one thing I'm very thankful to God for. The kind of students that I've had ever since I started here in South Carolina and ever since I started teaching. This is fun. This is actually one of the contents I want to do. So watch out for that. I want to talk about the novels and texts that I have taught here in South Carolina as an English teacher here. But for my favorite book or author to teach in class, it's going to be Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. It was one of my co-teachers in Dillon High who introduced me to the book, and I want you to find out why for yourself, but it's a book that has never failed to engage my students. Those who don't read it like page for page, and they don't want to stop reading it. It's a very easy read, but there's a lot that you can do with it. There's a lot of standards you can hit. There's a lot of discussions that can come up from it. So it's Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. I'm trying to enjoy reading more again, like reading for pleasure and not reading for the classroom. But besides that, I enjoy cooking. I really enjoy cooking, especially for the people I love. And I also enjoy discovering and going to like places, so just being outdoors, because sometimes I feel like my whole life as a teacher is indoors. It's like mostly indoors, so I kind of crave to be outside sometimes. It doesn't have to be anywhere far or grand. I enjoy being outdoors, just like seeing the sun, basking in the sun, or feeling the wind if it's not too cold. But yeah, I like being outside. I enjoy being outside. If I weren't a teacher, I'm either a psychologist or some sort of like an executive assistant, because I feel like I'll be really good at planning and organizing stuff. An executive assistant is like you're behind the screen or you're at a desk always, but you also kind of like interact with people. I can't do a job that does not have anything to do with socializing or talking to people. I learned how to ride a bike during COVID. I was 30 years old. I don't know how to swim. Or maybe I do, but I'm too scared because I've drowned so many times when I was growing up. And okay, this is the first time I'm gonna like share this publicly. I have a weird looking pinky. I'm gonna show you real quick and you only get it once. You're only gonna get it once, okay? 1, 2, 3. I don't know if this video made sense or if you guys will be interested watching this. But either way, I just hope that this kind of gave you a little bit more of an information about me. And I hope through this you can trust me more, trust my content more. And the videos following this will be more tailored to teaching and my J1 journey. We might get a little personal too, so we'll see. And hopefully I can invite some of my friends in the video as well, especially those friends that I've shared this journey with. Let me know if you have any ideas of what you want to see from me in the coming months. And thank you for watching. For those who have subscribed, thank you so much. We are slowly growing and that's not your fault, it's mine. I take the accountability for that. I will try to be more religious and faithful in uploading, more committed to our channel. And if you know somebody who might find my channel useful, please share my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please click that subscription button and share. Leave a comment. I want to hear from you. I try my best to reply to your comments. And I hope you all have a great day, a great night, and a great life. God bless you all. Mwah. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.